Call to order. We'll call to order Safety and Public Works. It is March 4th, 2024, 7:15 p.m. in council chambers. We just have two items. Should be fairly quick. First item is a discussion on a proposed sidewalk on Willow Street, 6th to 7th. This is the roundabout project to happen next year. If we're just trying to decide what we do for a sidewalk going to the east. Mr. Dean, Public Works Director Dean, if you want to go ahead and take this one away.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So staff is requesting direction from the council on where to include sidewalk on Willow Street, really between 6th and 7th Streets, South 6th and 7th. Currently, the sidewalk is only on the north side of the block adjacent to the Speedway and ends up dead ending at their property line, so roughly about half of the block. In previous iterations of the concept, the sidewalk was drawn on the north side of the block, just extending all the way through to 7th Street. This would require some utility relocation, but would also have some significant impacts to the two driveways to achieve some ADA compliance with the sidewalk. However, this would better connect pedestrians with the Speedway, which generates much of the pedestrian traffic on that block. In reviewing the walkable, bikeable plan, the map seems to indicate the sidewalk would run adjacent to Willow from 6th to 13th Street. It appears to be on the south side of the street, but the report doesn't reference that specifically. The south side of the street would be easier to construct from an ADA perspective and eventually connect with St. Andrew's Church. The issue on the south side is that presence of a three-phase power cabinet that would need to be relocated, which would be a considerable cost. We could potentially jog the sidewalk around it. This would require some additional right-of-way, and in general practice, you don't like to move sidewalk back and forth. But this would also require pedestrians to then cross Willow Street to access the Speedway. In discussing the concept with the council PMT, one comment was whether sidewalk could be included on both sides rather than just one or the other. This would be possible, just additional right-of-way costs and the other considerations that we discussed. So staff is recommending sidewalk be installed on the south side of Willow, but can really support the sidewalk on either or both sides based on the feedback that we received from the council.
Estimate cost for one, either or?
Roughly in the $25,000 range on either side. Depends on how much driveway work is associated with it.
For a block of sidewalk?
Roughly. You have a pedestrian ramp that at the corner is going to be roughly about $8,000 to $9,000.
Okay.
So on the south side, we have more electrical work. On the north side, there's a little more dirt work, maybe a retaining wall. We're not really sure the exact difference in cost there. For me, I see people walking here all the time, and they're going to the convenience store. And if you put it on the south side, they're just gonna cross wherever they feel like. So if you want to do this as safety for pedestrians, you do it on the north side where they're going to be walking anyway, in my opinion. So I thought this over. You could do both sides. They're probably going to be walking on both sides either way. But if it's not exactly a street that you need it on both sides, so in my opinion, we do it on the north.
Now, wasn't there a telephone pole along there? Or is that what you're talking about, the power box or whatever it's called?
There's utility on both sides that would have to be addressed. So there's a three-phase power cabinet on the south. There is a utility pole on the north. That's where the sidewalk dead ends right now, is at that utility pole.
We do have reps from BPU here if you have questions on cost difference, one side from the other. A three-phase box.
Moving the pole would be much cheaper.
Okay. Moving the pole would be cheaper on the north side.
Would that be a tadpole? No. Sorry. Okay. I guess I hate to go against staff's recommendation, but I see the value in doing the north side. I'd make a motion we do the north side.
Just the north side?
Yep.
I'll second that.
All right, motion and second to do a sidewalk on the north side from 6th to 7th on Willow. Any more discussion? Hearing none, go to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have direction on active code enforcement. Looks like we have one case for tonight, and this is Community Development Director James Kramvik. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So staff is bringing one property before the committee for review. Property is 804 19th Street Southeast. Staff has sent the notice of violation along with 3 citations. Property owner has not responded to staff at all. This is a rental property. So with that, staff is recommending to obtain a search warrant and abate the junk and debris. In the pictures, you'll notice various appliances, stuff that was taken out of the building. And with that, I can answer any questions.
What's the nearest cross street to that, do you know?
I'd have to look that up here.
Or guess?
Yeah. Probably Oak or Pine.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, looking for,
Chair, I'd move to take staff's recommendation on this. Wait, we got to decide, I'm sorry. Is that?
staff
what-
recommendation is to obtain a search warrant to
That's-
abate
yep.
and the junk and debris.
I would go with that recommendation as my motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, go to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. We can adjourn to the council meeting.